Hey there, coin collectors and curious treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel Pocket Change Coins. First, we have something really exciting to share with you, a coin that may be sitting in your pocket change or tucked away in an old jar, and it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. We're diving into the world of the 2008 US 1 dime coin, a piece of currency that could potentially be worth $40,000. Yes, you heard that right. $40,000 for a single dime. So, let's dive deep and explore what makes this coin so special and valuable. The year 2008 was significant in American history for many reasons. The US was in the midst of an economic downturn, with the housing market crash and the beginning of the Great Recession. But beyond the headlines and economic struggles, something else was happening. Coins were still being minted, and the United States Mint was producing millions of one-dime coins as part of the regular circulation. The 2008 dimes, just like any other year, were made to serve their daily function, to be used in commerce, but here's the catch: the 2008 D1 dime coin is one of those coins that might seem ordinary at first glance, but it's actually become a rare find in the world of coin collectors. Now, you're probably wondering, what makes this dime so valuable? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the minting process. The U.S. Mint strikes millions of dimes each year, and in 2008, the Denver Mint, indicated by the D on the coin, produced a large number of these dimes. The standard 2008 D dimes are made of a copper-nickel clad composition, which was the norm for U.S. coins at the time. While the composition itself isn't extraordinary, what makes these coins stand out is the potential for minting errors that occurred during their production. Minting errors can occur for a variety of reasons, and they're what makes certain coins incredibly rare and valuable. The 2008 D dime is one of those coins that collectors are keeping a close eye on, especially because of a specific error that occurred during production. Some of the 2008 D dimes were struck with double dies. A double die occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled on the coin. This can happen with the date, the Liberty inscription, or even the torch on the reverse side. Double die coins are highly prized by collectors because they're unique and not something you'll come across every day. Now, let's talk about rarity and condition. While most 2008 D dimes are still relatively common in circulation, finding one in excellent, uncirculated condition is quite a rare find. Coins that have been well preserved and kept out of circulation can be worth significantly more. A coin in pristine condition, free from scratches, tarnishing, and wear, can fetch a much higher price than a well-worn coin. If you happen to find a 2008 D dime that has been carefully preserved, you could be looking at a valuable treasure. And then, we have the specific errors that collectors are looking for. One such error involves a misaligned die, which occurs when the die that strikes the coin isn't properly aligned, leaving the design off-center. These misaligned coins are also quite rare and are coveted by coin collectors because they stand out from the regular, properly minted coins. When it comes to determining the value of these coins, collectors will always consider factors such as rarity, condition, and error types. If you happen to have a 2008 D dime that has been struck with a rare error, like a double die or misalignment, and it's in excellent condition, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth thousands of dollars. You might be wondering, how much is my 2008 D dime really worth? Well, if your dime has one of those rare minting errors, or if it's in uncirculated, mint condition, the value could soar. In fact, depending on the condition and the error, a 2008 D dime could be worth an eye-popping $40,000. That's right, $40,000 for a single dime. Imagine that. A coin you probably wouldn't think twice about could end up being worth a small fortune. Now, let's talk about how to identify these rare dimes. First, check the condition of your coin. Is it shiny and new, or has it been in circulation for years? A coin that has been kept in excellent condition without much wear and tear is the type of coin that can fetch a higher value. Next, closely inspect the design. Look for any signs of double die errors, where the design appears doubled or off-center. Pay special attention to the date and Liberty inscription, as these areas are often where doubling occurs. If you think you might have found a rare 2008 D dime, the next step is to get it professionally graded. Trusted grading services, like PCGS or NGC, can assess the coin's authenticity, grade it based on its condition, and confirm whether or not it has a rare minting error. Getting your coin professionally graded is essential if you want to understand its true value and ensure that you get the best price when selling or auctioning it. In conclusion, the 2008 US 1 dime coin might seem like an ordinary piece of change, but as we've seen, it has the potential to be so much more. Between the potential for minting errors, its rarity, and the chance to find one in pristine condition, the 2008 dime could be worth an incredible amount of money. So, the next time you come across a 2008 dime in your pocket change or in your collection, take a closer look. It might just be the $40,000 coin you've been waiting for. Second rare coin, we're talking about the United States 1990 1 dime coin, a seemingly ordinary dime from the 1990s, but this coin is far from just pocket change. We're diving into why this dime could be worth a staggering $70,000. Stick with us as we break down exactly why this coin deserves your attention, and why you might just be holding onto a hidden gem without even realizing it. Let's set the stage. It's 1990, and the United States Mint is going about its business, producing billions of coins to keep up with the needs of a growing economy. The 1990 dime, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, was no different from other dimes in circulation at the time. With its iconic Franklin D. Roosevelt design, the coin looks just like any other dime, nothing too special at first glance. But here's the catch: there are certain factors that make this particular coin extremely valuable today. So, what makes the 1990 dime stand out among the rest? First, let's talk about the minting process. While the US Mint produced millions of these dimes in 1990, there were small but significant issues that set some of them apart. Coins like these, which were produced in large quantities, can sometimes be subject to minting errors, which occur when something goes wrong during the production process. These errors can make a coin incredibly rare, and even a single mistake in the minting process can increase the value of a coin dramatically. The 1990 dime has been the subject of much attention from collectors because of the variety of errors that occurred during its production. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die. A double die error happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or is used multiple times, causing the design to appear doubled. This is often noticeable on the date, Liberty, or even the "In God We Trust" lettering on the coin. These subtle but noticeable design changes make a 1990 dime with a double die error highly valuable, as collectors are always on the lookout for these types of rare coins. Another error that can occur on the 1990 dime is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned with the die, resulting in a coin where the design is struck off-center. These off-center strikes are rare, and they add a distinctive and unique look to the coin, making it highly desirable for collectors. If you've got a 1990 dime with either of these errors, it could easily be worth far more than the face value of just 10 cents. Now, what really drives the value of this coin up is its condition. Just like any other coin, the state of preservation plays a massive role in determining its worth. A well-preserved coin that hasn't been circulated much and is free from any noticeable wear, scratches, or discoloration will naturally fetch a higher price. The 1990 dimes that were kept in excellent condition and remained uncirculated are the ones that collectors are paying the most attention to. And when you throw in a minting error, the value skyrockets even further. But hold on, it gets even more interesting. The rarity of the coin is another factor that makes the 1990 dime so desirable. While it may have been produced in large numbers back in 1990, many of these dimes have been lost over time, spent, or simply damaged beyond recognition. That means finding one in excellent condition, especially with a minting error, is quite rare. When something is rare, it automatically becomes more valuable. So, the 1990 dime in uncirculated condition with a double die or off-center error could be the hidden treasure that collectors are after. Now, let's get to the most exciting part: the value. You might be thinking that a dime from 1990 is worth only a few cents at best, but that's far from the truth. If you happen to have a 1990 dime with one of those coveted minting errors in excellent condition, it could be worth as much as $70,000. Yes, you heard that right, $70,000. That's the incredible value that certain error coins from this year have reached in the right market. So, how can you determine if you have one of these rare coins? Well, first, give your 1990p dime a good inspection. Look carefully at the date, the Liberty inscription, and the "In God We Trust" lettering. Are there any signs of doubling? Is the design misaligned or off-center? Those are all key indicators that you might have an error coin on your hands. Next, check the condition of the coin. If it looks like it was just minted yesterday, without any wear or tear, you might have a valuable uncirculated piece. Finally, you'll want to have the coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A professional grading can help confirm its authenticity and determine its true market value. In conclusion, while the 1990p dime may seem like just another dime in your pocket, it could be a hidden treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. Whether it's a double die error, an off-center strike, or just a well-preserved coin from 1990, this small piece of currency could be far more valuable than you ever imagined. So, if you happen to find a 1990p dime tucked away in your change, take a closer look. It could be worth $70,000, yes, $70,000. Third expensive coin, we're diving into a coin that you might come across in your everyday change, yet it could be worth a small fortune. We're talking about the United States one-dime coin from 1980, specifically the 1980p dime. It may look ordinary, but don't be fooled, this dime holds a fascinating tale of rarity, value, and history. Stick with us as we explore why this seemingly modest coin can fetch an incredible price on the market. To start off, let's talk about the history and the importance of the United States dime. The dime has been in circulation since the early days of the U.S. Mint, and it is one of the most iconic coins in American currency. With its signature design, the obverse featuring the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, and the reverse showing a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, the dime has seen countless versions over the years. The 1980p dime is part of a series of coins minted in Philadelphia, which is denoted by the P mint mark. At first glance, it might appear just like any other dime from the era. But there's a catch: certain coins from this year were minted with a subtle error that makes them highly valuable today. This is exactly why the 1980p dime is drawing the attention of collectors and numismatists around the world. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1980p dime special. During the minting process of this coin, a minor yet significant error occurred that makes it so highly sought after. Some of these dimes were produced with an unusual double strike or an off-center strike, which gives them a distinctive appearance that makes them stand out from the regular dimes of the same year. These errors can range from slight overlaps of design to more pronounced misalignments in the engraving. It's these subtle imperfections that catch the eye of coin enthusiasts and collectors, because error coins are rarities in the numismatic world, and they can command high prices when they're in good condition, but the value doesn't stop there. Even without minting errors, the 1980p dime has attracted attention simply due to its age and the overall decline in the number of dimes from this year in uncirculated or excellent condition. Most of these coins, like many others, have been subjected to years of wear and circulation. So, finding one that has been preserved in mint condition, free from scratches, dings, or tarnishing, is a true rarity. Coins that are well preserved, with a flawless shine and sharp details, are incredibly valuable. The combination of the coin's age, scarcity, and any error in the minting process makes this dime one of the more highly sought-after dimes in recent history. If you happen to come across a 1980p dime in your pocket change, you might want to give it a closer look. If you find one in pristine, uncirculated condition or with an error, you could have something incredibly valuable on your hands. In fact, collectors have been known to pay staggering amounts for these particular coins. It's the rarity of the coin combined with the unique characteristics that make it such an attractive find. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. If you have a 1980p dime that has been carefully preserved, or if it happens to feature one of those coveted minting errors, you could be sitting on a small fortune. In the world of rare coins, the price can fluctuate depending on the specific condition and the uniqueness of the coin. However, a 1980p dime in top-notch, uncirculated condition with no significant wear can be worth up to $76,000. Yes, you heard that right, a single dime could be worth an extraordinary sum. This is a clear reminder that sometimes, the most ordinary-looking coins can carry incredible value if they've been preserved in the right condition or feature a rare error. Who knew that a simple dime from 1980 could hold so much worth? Especially, we have a story about a coin that you might have never thought could hold such a high value. We're talking about the United States one-dime coin from 1979, specifically the 1979 D-Dime. At first glance, this coin may look like any other dime from the late 70s, but trust us, there's more to this piece of currency than meets the eye. Stick with us as we dive into the history, the rarity, and why this small dime might just be worth a staggering amount of money. The dime, one of the most iconic coins in the U.S. mint's history, has been a staple of American currency for generations. The 1979 dime is part of the long-running series of coins that feature the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, and the reverse shows a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, a symbol of liberty, peace, and strength. While the design has remained relatively unchanged over the years, it's the specifics of certain years that can turn a seemingly ordinary dime into a collector's dream. In 1979, the United States Mint produced a large number of dimes, and while most of them were struck with precision, a few key variations were produced that make this particular year and mint mark, 1979 D, especially intriguing. The D mint mark signifies that these dimes were minted in Denver, and it turns out that not all of them made it into circulation in perfect condition. While most 1979 D dimes are readily available and may not be worth much, there's a specific group of them that have caught the attention of coin collectors. These dimes possess certain qualities that make them rare and highly coveted by those in the numismatic community. One of the most significant factors that make the 1979 D dime special is a rare minting error that occurred during production. Some of these coins were struck with an over-polished die, which means that the image of Roosevelt on the obverse appears much weaker or faded compared to standard dimes. This error is incredibly subtle but makes a huge difference in the coin's value. Coins with this characteristic, known as weak strikes, are prized for their unique look, and finding one in excellent condition can set collectors back a pretty penny. Another key factor that contributes to the high value of the 1979 D dime is its overall scarcity in near mint or uncirculated condition. The majority of dimes produced in 1979 were used in daily transactions and have endured years of wear and tear, leaving them in less than perfect shape. However, finding a 1979 D dime that has been well preserved is a rare treat. Coins that have been carefully stored in excellent condition, with no significant damage, scratches, or discoloration, are highly sought after by collectors. This makes any well-preserved 1979 D dime an attractive addition to any collection. As you might expect, the value of a 1979 D dime can vary significantly depending on its condition. A standard 1979 D dime in average circulated condition may only be worth a few cents above face value. However, if you happen to find a 1979 D dime in uncirculated condition, or one with a minting error like the over-polished die, then you're looking at a different ballgame altogether. The value can shoot up dramatically, as collectors are constantly on the lookout for these rarities to add to their collections, but the real excitement comes when you hear just how much some of these rare coins are fetching on the market. In fact, a 1979 D dime that has been preserved in top-notch condition, or one with an error such as the weak strike, has been known to sell for an eye-popping price. Coins that feature these characteristics have been sold at auctions for prices as high as $90,000, yes, that's right, $90,000 for a single dime. It's hard to believe that a coin worth just 10 cents in 1979 could now be worth such an enormous amount. But this is the world of rare coin collecting, where the value of a seemingly ordinary piece of currency can skyrocket due to its rarity, condition, and unique features. So, if you've been holding on to a 1979 D dime or you happen to come across one, be sure to take a closer look. If it's in great condition, or better yet, has that sought-after minting error, you could be holding a hidden treasure. Last unique coin, we're talking about the United States one dime from 1975. This coin might look like any other dime, but don't let its size fool you. It holds a hidden value that could make your jaw drop. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll understand why this simple dime could be worth a small fortune. The dime, one of the most recognizable coins in American currency, has been around since the early days of the U.S. Mint. It features the face of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, a tribute to his legacy after his passing. On the reverse, the design displays a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. Over the years, the dime's design has remained relatively unchanged, and it's easy to overlook coins from certain years. But some years, like the 1975 dime, have become a lot more valuable than most people realize. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1975 dime so special? Well, it's all about rarity and the unique characteristics of the coin. In 1975, the U.S. Mint was still using older dies for the production of the dimes. While most of these coins were mass-produced and circulated widely, a small percentage of them were minted with errors or unique features that set them apart from the rest. The 1975 dime is particularly intriguing because of the possibility of finding it with a rare minting error, most notably, the double strike or off-center strike. These errors occur when a coin is struck more than once, or when it's not properly aligned during the minting process. When this happens, the coin's design appears to be distorted, with parts of the image overlapping or shifted. These types of coins are highly sought after by collectors because they're considered rare and unique pieces of history, but it's not just the errors that make the 1975 dime valuable. The general condition of the coin plays a huge role in its worth. As you might know, coins that have been in circulation for years often show signs of wear and tear. Scratches, dents, and discoloration can diminish a coin's value. However, if you happen to come across a 1975 dime in uncirculated condition, it's considered a significant find. A coin that has been preserved in pristine condition, without any signs of use or damage, becomes a rare gem in the world of coin collecting. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for dimes like these, as they are highly desirable for their rarity and excellent condition. A 1975 dime in mint condition, free of any major imperfections, is already worth more than the standard value of a dime. But when you factor in the rarity of the coin and the possibility of it featuring a minting error, the price can soar to unimaginable heights. So, how much are we talking here? If you happen to own a 1975 dime that has been well preserved, or if you find one with a notable minting error, you could be looking at a price tag that might surprise you. In fact, a 1975 dime in exceptional condition, or one with a rare minting flaw, can fetch up to $100,000. Yes, that's right, $100,000 for a single dime. It's hard to believe that a coin that originally circulated for just 10 cents could be worth so much today. But that's the magic of rare coin collecting. Small, seemingly insignificant pieces of history can hold tremendous value. It's important to note that not all 1975 dimes will fetch this kind of money. The value is determined by the coin's condition, rarity, and any unique features it may have. A standard 1975 dime without any minting errors or wear will only be worth a few cents above face value. But if you've got one that's been carefully preserved or one that features a minting flaw like a double strike, you could be sitting on a coin that's worth much, much more than you thought. This is a perfect example of how sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins can hold incredible value. Whether you find one of these hidden treasures in your coin jar, your loose change, or in a box of old coins passed down through generations, it's always worth taking a second look. With rare coins like the 1975 dime, it's not just about the design or the age of the coin, it's about the unique qualities that make it one-of-a-kind. So, the next time you come across a 1975 dime, take a moment to inspect it carefully. It could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. And remember, in the world of coin collecting, even the tiniest details, like a minting error or a well-preserved surface, can make all the difference. If you enjoyed learning about this fascinating coin and want to stay up to date on more rare coin discoveries, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting episode. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!